So when Craig approached me about this idea, at first I listened to him and I thought, wow, this is a great idea. But how do we do it? And then the wheels started turning. He started feeding into my background, what I've done in the past. And being an assistant chief at a large metropolitan fire department for the past 35 years, a lot of what I have done over the course of my career will now translate into organizational functions within Reed. A lot of the same things that we would go through setting up base camps, commanding and planning for fires, those skills will be utilized in setting up temporary shelters, temporary curriculums, assisting school districts with getting their school back online, back working with their children. And also, we can now start educating those children what happened, why it happened, and answering some of their questions along with curriculum. As we've come to learn, it's so important to not only return that sense of normalcy, but the timing for these kids. Some of these some of these young adults who are seniors in high school, juniors in high school, have specific dates to meet for their SAT exams, their ACTs, their applications, more important, to get into college. So we felt that the sooner we could get this organization running and get this up, it's going to be a great assist, I believe, to a lot of different school districts and young people and adults throughout the country.
Yeah, and part of what spurred this too is, when you watch video of natural disasters and the news is always showing, the families that are sitting huddled up in a tent and there's, a bunch of children around them and they're almost, just awestruck, just trying to figure out what they're doing. And, that's where part of this idea came from, was the idea to be able to get the children back into a school environment, to get them to that sense of normalcy and allow the parents time to do their own recovery, get working with the local government, FEMA, insurance, and so forth, to start getting their life back together and not be so focused on having to care for the children right at that moment. When we do get to a disaster, the idea is to get the kids back into a classroom. The first few days is really going to be talking about what that disaster was, why it happened, and take that mystery out of it for them. And then ultimately be able to get into, back to regular curriculum. Now, obviously, the local teachers are going to be affected by this disaster as well. So we're looking at partnering up with area school districts outside of the disaster area to use their sub-services to get teachers to come in and help with the classroom environment in those first few weeks after this, to give the teachers as well that opportunity to get themselves back on their feet.
When we've looked at disasters throughout the country, disasters have no prejudices who they impact, public, private, parochial schools. So our mission is to be able to assist those schools that are impacted most greatly by any of the disasters that occur, and come in there and set up Reed and get them up and running and assist them as best we can, regardless of whether they're public school, private school, parochial school. We're just looking to do the greatest good for the greatest amount of people.
And through this process, not only will we be handling the educational side of it to get the kids back up, we'll also be working with the school or school districts to help them get in a position to be able to rebuild. Our goal is to get in there, be there for maybe a month, 6 weeks, to give them the temporary start they need. Ultimately, it'll be up to them to get the full-blown recovery going, get full buildings going. We'll come in with temporary shelters to act as classrooms. We'll get the temporary teachers to come in to help for that immediacy, while the schools, school districts, and communities figure out how they're recovering, and we'll help give them that guidance to move them forward. Some of you may be asking, well, how can you help? Well, first of all, money is king. Obviously, first of all, you can go onto our website, go to our donation page, which is at www.read.ngo/donate. There's a donate button on there. Click that. It'll take you to the link to our bank, and you can make monetary donations. Just if you're wondering, in order to go to our first disaster, we are looking at raising $225,000. That will take care of all the shelter needs, the school supplies, travel costs, all the different pieces necessary for us to get there and get this going for the children.